Hello everyone, today we are going to read chapter number 11, Equality in Democracy. Firstly, we will learn the meaning of equality. Equality means the state of being equal where everyone is treated in the same way. It means there is no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, gender, race, etc. Everyone is equal. Next is types of equality. There are three types of equalities: political equality, social equality, and economic equality. The first one is political equality. It means providing some basic rights to the citizens of a country, like the right to vote, the right to contest elections, and right to criticize the government, etc. Everyone who is 18 years of age or above, that person has the right to give their vote. And the right to contest election means if a person wants to contest the election, then he or she can join any party, or he or she can contest as an independent contestant. The right to criticize the government means everybody has the right, if they are not satisfied with the functioning of government, then they can criticize the government. Next is social equality, in which all people within a society, whether they are poor or rich, young or old, men or women, have the same status in all respects, including freedom of speech, property rights, and equal access to certain social services which are provided by the government to all the citizens. There will be no discrimination on the basis of caste, color, gender, race, etc. And the third one is economic equality, in which all people or citizens of a country will get equal chance to get government jobs, basic and equal minimum wages or income, whether they belong to any caste, gender, they will get jobs as per their qualification, not because of their caste or background. Next is universal adult franchise. A person who is 18 years of age or above has the right to cast his or her vote in the elections without any discrimination. In this way, people are allowed to participate in decision making process of the government. It means we people make our government, as it is rightly said that the government is by the people, or the people and for the people. It means we people make our government. Next is fundamental rights. There are 7 fundamental rights which are given to the citizens of India by the Constitution to ensure that everyone leads a life of dignity. The first one is right to equality, next is right to freedom, then the third is right against exploitation, fourth one is right to freedom of religion, fifth is cultural and educational rights, sixth one is right to constitutional remedies, and the seventh is right to education. First, right to equality. It means all the people are equal, whether they belong to any caste, religion, gender, race. Every citizen, from the Prime Minister to an ordinary individual, is same or equal before law. The next is right to freedom. It means we are free, we are totally free to express our views, opinions, and we have the right to speech. We can choose any occupation, we can move to any part of our country, and we can choose or change any religion. We have all the freedom. And the third is right against exploitation. It prohibits forced labor, where worker is forced to do work free of cost. It also prohibits child labor. No one can employ under the age of 14. If anybody does this thing to us, then we have the right to speak against them, or we can complain about them. This is called the right against exploitation. The fourth one is right to freedom of the religion. It means we are free, we have the right to choose any religion, or we can change our religion. We have that freedom to change our religion. We can worship according to our wish. Number 5 is cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights preserve the rights of any section of citizen to protect their culture, language and rights of minorities to establish and choose educational institutions of their choice. Then next is right to constitutional remedies. This right states that a person can move to Supreme Court if he or she wants to get their fundamental rights protected. If a person feels anybody is not allowing him to use their fundamental rights, then they can complain about that person, or they can go to Supreme Court to protect their fundamental rights. And the last one is right to education. It means every child has a right to get education. Nobody can stop him or her to get education without any discrimination. In every school, every one boy or girl, they can have education. And for this, government has provided free education till uh, 14 years to the students so that they can use this right. Our next topic is existing social inequality. Inequality, it means treating people differently. Social inequality is the existence of unequal opportunities and rewards for different social positions or status within a group or society. It can be in the form of anything like caste, gender, and religion. So, discrimination on the basis of caste, discrimination on the basis of gender, discrimination on the basis of religion.
Here is an example of social inequality. Nathu is a tea seller and he belongs to a lower caste. Once Nathu's son came on his father's shop for tea, and the people who were having tea there didn't allow Nathu's son to sit along with them and have tea in the same cup or tumbler in which they are having tea, because according to them, maybe Nathu's son is a big man in the city, but in the village he is not allowed to sit with them because Nathu belongs to a lower caste and his son is also in the same caste. Then Nathu's son thought, what is the value or use of his education if he is not allowed to sit with them or he is not treated equally? Next is discrimination on the basis of caste. The practice of caste system is very old in our country. It is a hierarchical system in which people or things are arranged according to their importance. A person's identity and status in the society was defined on the basis of their caste in which they born. Suppose if a child born in a labor or servant family, then he will also called a laborer. And if a person born in a scholar's family, then he will also called a scholar or Brahmin. Initially, it was designed to distribute the work, but with the regular practice of this system, it became more rigid, and people were not allowed to change their occupation, especially to change their caste. Further, it leads to discrimination on the basis of the caste system. So our caste system is divided into 4 categories. Their names are Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Number 1 is Brahmins. Brahmins belong to the highest caste. They are priests and scholars who perform ceremonial rituals in the temples, and they are the highest people in the society. Number 2 is Kshatriyas. Those are soldiers and warriors who fought in the battle. They were very brave. Number 3 is Vaishyas, who are merchants and professionals, we can say shopkeepers, those who do their own business, import and export. Number 4 is Shudras. This is the lowest caste. They are laborers and servants. The people who fell under the category of Shudras were not allowed to enter temples, schools, and other public places. Even they were not allowed to fetch water from the wells. Though the caste based practice were abolished in the independent India with the changes of some rules or laws, but still in some parts of our country this practice is still going on. Next is discrimination on the basis of gender. It means inequality among boy or girl and men or women. Suppose in a family the son is sent to the best English medium school where he has all the wonderful facilities, and the daughter is sent to an ordinary school where she has only basic facilities. Why they both are treated differently? Because the parents consider the education of their son is important as he will grow and he has to earn his living, while the daughter will get married and go away. So they think it is the wastage of money to spend on the education of girl. This is the common example of discrimination. Here is some another example, like in a family, a boy or a girl both go to the same school and study in the same class. After they came back to their school, the boy go out to play with his friend, whereas this girl has to help her mother in the household activities. Why they both are treated differently? Here, the girl is not given same opportunities as compared to the boy. So this is another example of gender inequality.
Next is discrimination on the basis of religion. Society is a mixture of diverse groups and communities, which are also identified on the basis of religion. A country usually comprises of more than one religious communities, and very often one community is the dominant one while the others are in minority. This kind of society often tends to become secular, where all the religious faiths are respected and accepted. For example, in India, all religious festivals are given equal status and respect. The presence of different places of worship like temple, mosque, churches, and gurdwaras adds to the secular flavor of Indian society. However, in such scenario, the threat of communal violence due to religious differences also occur. Hence, in such scenario, it is the duty of both the government and the citizens to ensure that all religions are given equal status. And the next topic is tackling inequality and discrimination. So, the discrimination and types of inequalities that we have read about exist in most societies across the world. The challenge before us is to tackle and overcome these problems. Every individual wishes to lead a life of dignity, and for this, both the government and the people should do their parts. For this, there are some initiatives which have taken by the government. The government has started few schemes like the National Literacy Program, the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Act, and the Midday Meal Scheme. National Literacy Program and Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, these both schemes are linked with education, in which everyone can utilize these acts or these schemes and they can get education. And the third one is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Act. It is based on the employment, especially for the people those who live in villages, in rural areas. In the rural areas, it is for them to provide them employment. And the last one is the midday meal scheme. The midday meal scheme, It means the students get meal or food in the schools in their breaks, that is also free of cost. The midday meal scheme was first introduced in the 1960s in the school of Tamil Nadu, but later on adopted by other states like Gujarat, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, and so on. On 28 November 2001, the Supreme Court made it compulsory for all government schools to provide meals to children. The implementation of this scheme greatly increased the attendance and regularity of students in the school. The scheme not only provides nutrition to students but also helps to reduce caste prejudices among them, as all the students sit together in the school and have their food. Along with this, it also provides employment to poor women who prepare these meals. So, through these special schemes, the government tries to provide opportunities to the weaker section, including women and children.